other than those two plays, we did not really sustain drives until the fourth quarter, and it was about middle of the way through the fourth quarter that we sustained. We had a tremendous drive in the fourth quarter, kind of wore them down. And boy, other than that, I watched it a couple times. We watched it again as an offensive staff this morning, the entire game, and I think we can come away with some things. We didn't run the ball extremely well, and that was true. I think this last weekend against Western State, we need to run the football better. We only averaged a little over 3 yards per carry, and without some of our longer runs, it would have been even less than that. So, we have to get better at that. The issues we have, we don't know exactly what we need to get better at. In some cases, because of how well the defense played, and again, what great field position Peter gave us. We weren't able to sustain drives, and we had some great throws by Andrew and Justin Roper, and they were long throws. So, short passing game and running game, we have to improve. Well, that was crucial, and we talked about that in game preparation. That hopefully things went well. I think we played 66 or 67 players, which you're not going to do that every weekend. And like I had said all week, we're going to have an entire new offensive line other than Verlanik. And we rotated some twos in there and even a couple threes in the O-line, and that's still kind of an ongoing process. And we're not even close to being satisfied with that position group. And they know it, and we challenge them every day. And they've been good about it. I mean, they respond, but again, there was certain situations that I think our entire offense could have responded a little bit more in our hurry-up system and those types of things. So it was great to have a lot of people play, but down the road we're going to have to decide on a little more continuity and to minimize some of our penalties and maybe our alignment issues that we had. Well, Chase should be sore every week. I want him to be sore because that means we've done a smart job using him as a coaching staff. I think by tomorrow he'll be perfectly fine. He's a little bit sore, his shoulder area and on down his arm just a little bit, but he's a tough guy, and he like I said, he should be a little bit sore on Sundays and Mondays, or we haven't done a good job with him. Well, the good thing about Bresky is he doesn't really want a game ball. He doesn't want the accolades, which is good for our budget. We can use those balls for the players and that type of thing. But I think it, was, a bit of a relief that they played that well, because we had talked so much about the fast-paced offense. And I think the neat thing about that was that, that was probably in the news more than anything else. And so every day in practice, Trumaine and Tripp and all the guys have to match that, or even take that to a different level. So the offense now has to keep up with the defense, which is what I like to see, is the competitiveness each and every practice. So I think at the end of the day, Coach Bresky said, "Wow, I think we accomplished our goals on defense. We played extremely fast, and that's what he wants to do, and that's what we want to do, as an offense and a defense." So. He's been in a really good mood the last couple of days. I really have enjoyed him in the office. Well, I think they bring in a great academic institution. There's no question about that. Very familiar with that university, having actually played there when I was playing at Portland State, which is probably about 50 years ago or something like that. But it's a great school. It's absolutely a tremendous school, and they're competitive. And I think everything they do, on and off the football field or in the classroom. So, I had not really heard about it till I walked up the stairs with Fritz. Honestly, we're kind of in our little dungeon, so to speak, so we don't get a lot of news of the outside world. So, I think it'd be a positive. Right now, jersey number 7 is Carson Bender's jersey. Carson actually worked his rear end off to get his body back where he could play, and I really respect what he did. That's why, in my opinion, right now he still deserves to have the jersey in his possession until he brings it and says, "Coach, I don't, you need to move on with this thing." But in fairness to him and loyalty to him, It is his jersey right now.
Started with the D-line, started with Hobbs, actually. They did pretty good. Great, matter of fact, in linebacker they did good too. And that just gave us the opportunity, to read our receivers more and the quarterback more. Came real easy. It's always good to go home, especially when your family's going to go, watch the game. I'm too excited, I want to go right now. But at the same time, you still have to play and just relax, just play the game how you know how to play.
Yeah, it's just, it goes back to, really a motto of our team of this season, just one game at a time. Last Friday we passed out schedule cards, had every game crossed out except Western State, and really that's the attitude we need to have going into every week. The national attention, the #1 rankings, I agree with Coach Pflugrad a lot that, a lot of it has to do with the success we've had in the past and last year. And, we're only one game into the season, so the national ranking doesn't really mean a whole lot. So our big focus, obviously, as a team is going to be to go on the road, first road trip. A lot of new players. It'll be a new experience for those guys, and to go on the road and to get a big win against a real tough Cal Poly team. It's kind of a weird game, offensively wise. A lot of, obviously, we score on the third play of the game, and before we step on the field again, it's 21-0. And then again, with the great field position, all that kind of stuff. It was kind of hard to get into a solid rhythm,
right.
Those sustained drives that Coach Blue was talking about. So, it's a challenge to our offense. We're obviously not always going to be lucky to have a couple pick sixes and to be up 21-0 before we step on the field again. So we have to do a better job of that. Obviously, penalties, turnovers, that kind of stuff. We really need to get rid of those, and it's a big challenge for our offense this week. They did a great job of protecting all day. I didn't even get touched. I think Justin might have got hit once. So they did a great job up front, and especially with the way Western State was moving guys around, bringing guys from all over the place. I really was proud of those guys. We always expect them to play hard, and it'll be a little bit different look this week for them. But I have a lot of faith in those guys, like I've said before, and they've worked hard to get where they are.